In the last session, we have seen how what is the difference between the synchronous and asynchronous counter and how to draw the up counter, asynchronous up counter and asynchronous down counter. So in today's session, we will be seeing how to draw the circuit diagram or your logic diagram of your synchronous counter for 2-bit, 3-bit and 4-bit. Now let us analyze a 2-bit counter. So 2 bits, so 2 power n, so it will, you have to, this counter will count 4 states, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. So this 2 power n, that is 4 states it is going to count. It is either called as a states or modulus. So when I say it as a synchronous counter, what is the first thing? So I require 2 power 2. So 2 flip-flops is required. So draw the flip-flops, inputs and output you draw. First thing. Second thing, draw the clock pulse to all the flip-flops, because here all the flip-flops are going to be clocked at the same time. So there is going to be a minimum propagation delay. Okay. Now for the first flip-flop alone you give high. The second flip-flop, how to give the connection? The output of the first flip-flop will be fed as the inputs for the second flip-flop. Okay. So the output of the first one will be the input for the second flip-flop. Now let us analyze with your clocking circuit. I have given clock pulses, 4 clock pulses, which is going to recognize the 4 states, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. Okay. So whenever I am going to give, initially what happens? The flip-flops will be resetted and it will have a 0 value. So whenever I am going to hear, what is the clock pulse I have used? I have used a positive edge triggering pulse. Okay. So whenever I am going to apply the first clock pulse, initially the Q0 and Q1 was 0. Okay. So whenever I am going to apply 1, 1, what happens? 1, 1 is a toggling condition. 1 means it will switch on to 0. Okay. So whenever I am going to give the first clock pulse, what will happen? So this 0 will be toggling to 1. So in this Q0 it will be 1, but whatever the data which is stored in this Q0, early it was 0, that will be peeped out. So when this comes out, what happens? So this 0 has been changed to 1. Now when this 0 goes to the JK flip-flop, what is the condition when 0, 0 goes? It is a no change condition. So when the first flip-flop changes its condition to 1, here the 0 comes as an input. So this flip-flop will not act, so it will remain in the 0 state. Now I am going to apply the next clock pulse. Whenever I am going to apply the next clock pulse, what will happen? So this 1 will come out and it will toggle to 0. So which has been toggling to 0. When this toggles to 0, whatever the data which is stored here, 1 comes here. So only when 1 comes here, this flip-flop will act. It is a toggle condition. So when 1 comes here, so this will change from 0 to 1. Okay. So whenever it is going to be 0, this 1 is going to be outputted. Whenever this 1 gets reached here, what happens? At this time only this flip-flop is going to on. So it changes to 1. Okay. 1, 1 reaches. So whatever is in the toggle state, it changes to 1. So till this waveform we have finished. Now you apply the third clock pulse. What will happen? Again it will change to toggle to 1. We have obtained till this waveform. But when it is toggling to 1, what will happen? This 0 will come here. So this will remain in the no change condition. So whatever the previous condition, it remains there. The next thing, whenever I am going to apply the next clock pulse, it is again. What happens? So it toggles to 0. So this 1 comes here and ons the flip-flop. So it was earlier in the 1 position. Now it shifts to 0. Okay. So that is the condition. Now what is the 4 conditions? 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. So these 4 stages it is able to count. After that it resets to 0. Okay. So just to give the clock pulse to all the flip-flops, and you have the first flip-flop. This flip-flop will act only when the input 1 comes to it. So it toggles for every 2 clock pulses, whereas the first output toggles for every single clock pulse. Now we will see the same circuit. I am going to extend it for a 3-bit binary counter. I can say it as 3-bit or mod 8. Okay. 2 power 3, 8 states. So I can say it as a mod 8 counter also. This 2-bit counter can be said as a mod 4 synchronous counter. Okay. So now we will extend it for the So J2, K2, Q2. What is the first thing you should do? First give the clock pulse. Next, what you have to do? What is the concept? So you will be giving this output to the next flip-flop. But here, whenever you are going to go in for your synchronous, whenever I am going to go in for a 3-bit counter, in that case, what I am going to do? I am going to take the output of the Q0 and Q1. Q0 and Q1, I am going to give it to AND gate, and then I am going to give it to the circuit. Okay, what is the modification I have done? This Q0 into Q1 I am giving through the AND gate, then I am giving as an input to the gate. Why? Because you know, so here now we have to draw the waveform for your, Q2. So it will be toggling after every clock pulse. First of all, I will finish drawing the clock pulses. So when you are going to consider the first one, it is going to toggle for every 1 clock pulse. The second waveform, if you are going to take, it is going to toggle for 2 clock pulses. Now if whenever I am going to take the Q2, so it is going to toggle for every 4 clock pulses. Okay. Now what I have done, instead of giving the output directly to J2 and K2, I have put a AND gate. What does it mean? When both the inputs are 1 only, this gate will be activated. That means, so when my both the inputs are 1, when my both the inputs of the previous Q0 and Q1 are 1, then it moves on to the toggle state from 0 to 1. That is the condition. Okay, now we have drawn a 3-bit counter. So if you could see the numbers, it is counting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I want to extend it to the 4-bit counter, 4-bit counter means it how many states it can count? So it can count the states from 0 to 15. So in that case, what is the modifications I have to do? I am just putting the last one alone. So it will be toggling for, I am not drawing it correctly here. The thing is that you should know this is 15th, okay. Just the logic alone you follow here. So it will be going till, so again it will be 4 places 0, again it will be going at 4 places 1. Okay. Now what is the concept? You should only know, you have to increase the clock pulses. Here it was initially 1, now you will be going until your 15. Okay. So you will go and see, for the 2-bit counter it stops at 4, for a 3-bit counter 8. So for that it will go till your, so 15. So 0 to 15, or you can put till 16, so that it counts all the remaining 8 states. Now what is the changes I should do in the diagram? So I am putting J3, K3, Q3. Okay. So what is the next condition? Whatever I have to do, I have to give the clock pulse. What is the next step I should do? So I will take the output of Q2 and this Q1 into Q2, this AND gate I should give it here, so that it works as a 4-bit synchronous counter. Okay. So with this I will end today's session. So how you have given for a 2-bit counter means just give the output of the first flip-flop directly to the inputs. If I'm going to use it as a 3-bit counter, I use the AND gate for the previous 2 outputs. And when I want to extend it to a 4-bit binary counter, in that case I have to take the input output of my Q2 and the previous output of this, and I'm connecting it to the J3 and K3. Okay. So this is just for understanding. In the next class we will see how to design the synchronous counters. Thank you.